Hello learners. This day I'm going to take you through a subject in science and environment and a topic matter. So this is a topic in grade 4 and every student is highly required to understand with a lot of easiness. Therefore, in this topic we are going to discuss about what we call a matter. So the first thing that you need to understand when it comes to this one, you need to understand on how to define this term. Therefore, if you can be told in the question that you explain the meaning of the term matter, you're supposed to say that matter is anything that occupy space and has mass. Therefore, this is a scientific definition of the term matter. Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. In simple terms, matter is anything that surrounds us, because matter, we have three states of matter. When it comes to matter, we have three states of matter, and in a question paper you'll be told to give three states of matter. We have three states of matter. States of matter. The first one is known as solid. The second one is known as liquid, and the third one is known as gases. These are three states of matter. From there, you'll be told to give example of solids, and when it comes to solids, you'll be told to give example of regular solid. There is two types of solid. The first one is regular solid, the second one is irregular solid. The regular solid, you can say example of a bar soap. Like now this one I'm having here. This is a bar soap. A bar soap. So what is the shape of this soap? What is the shape of this soap? The shape is rectangle. This is a regular solid. We can talk about another example of a regular solid. We can talk about a matchbox. This is a rectangle. Another example, we can talk of a Royco cube, which is a shape of a square. You can talk about this, a cotton buds. This is a rectangle. This is a regular shape. And when you talk about irregular shape, you can talk about example like suds. Some stones like this one. This is a stone. It is irregular shape. We can talk over cotton wool. This one, it is irregular shape. It doesn't have a basic shape. Therefore, it has what we call irregular shape. Talk of this one, tape measure. It has an irregular shape. So many things. We can talk over sand. Therefore, when it comes to solids, we can give example of regular shape, regular solids. We can talk of one. We can talk of a bar soap. We can talk of a second, a matchbox, which is a rectangle. We can talk over three, Royco cube, a Royco cube. We can talk over Royco cube. So just like that, we can talk also about example of irregular shape. If I come here again, I talk about example of irregular shape. Example of irregular solids. We can talk about what we call a sud. That is the first one. The second one, you can talk of a cotton wool, like this one I'm using. Cotton wool. those are example of irregular solid. Therefore, from there we are going to discuss about characteristics of solids. Characteristics of solids. Here I'm going to write it. Characteristics of solids. The first characteristics of a solid is that they have what we call definite shape. The first one is they have what we call definite. They have what we call definite shape. The other one, the two, they have a definite volume. They have number 3, definite mass. Definite mass. What do I mean when I say definite shape? I can talk of this bar soap. This bar soap has a shape of a rectangle, and you cannot change the shape of this bar soap. That's why we say it has a definite shape. Definite, it means that it is something that you cannot change. That's why I say it has a definite shape. I talk of this one, it has a definite shape, which is a rectangle also, a matchbox. From there, let's talk about definite volume. I can be able to find the volume of this bar soap. It is by taking the length, width, and height, I find the volume of this bar soap. Therefore, it has a definite volume. It cannot be changed. It has a definite mass. If I measure this one using a weighing machine, I'll be able to determine its mass, and it is not a thing that I can change. That's why I say that it has a definite mass. From there, let's go to what we call characteristics of liquids. Characteristics of liquids. Of liquids. Therefore, if I come to characteristics of liquid, the first one is that they have what we call indefinite shape. Why do I say this? The second one, they have what we call definite volume. Definite volume. The last one is that they have what we call definite mass. Definite mass. So when I say they have indefinite shape, it means stroke. They have no shape. They have no shape. Do not have shape. Do not have shape. Why do I say this? Because liquids always take the shape of a container. For example, if I take this one, this is a liquid. This is a tumbler. If I change this water to this shape of another container, it will take the shape of this container. That's why we say, therefore, the shape it change with the container. If I transfer this liquid to another thing, for example, I take this glass, I change this liquid to this glass like this way, it is going to take the shape of this glass. That's why we say that it has what we call indefinite shape. It doesn't have a shape. But when we talk about volume, it has a definite volume. For example, if I take this liquid, and for example, the volume of this water is a half liter, and again, this container, it is calibrated to a half liter. The volume, it is not going to change. The only thing that is going to change is a shape, but the volume won't change. It will remain the same, despite the fact that we have changed the shape of this container. Therefore, the volume does not change. That's why we say it has what we call a definite volume. But again, when it comes to definite mass, again, it doesn't change. If I take this volume of water, this amount of water, I place it on a weighing machine, and for example, we find that it is a half kg. The mass won't change. Even if I measure with whichever instrument, it won't change. It will remain the same. And that's why we say it has what we call definite mass. From there, we can talk of examples of liquids. Learners, you need to understand example of liquids that you have in your locality. You have so many liquids. Example of liquids. Example of liquids. We have, for example, number 1, we have water. Those are kind of a question you can be asked. The second one, you can talk over oil. The third one, talk over petrol. The fourth one, you can talk over kerosene. Kerosene. Those are examples. Talk over juice that many learners like taking. Those are examples of liquids. From there, I'm going to what we call gases. And here I'm going to discuss first of all example of gases. Example of gases. The first one, you can talk of oxygen that you normally take. Oxygen gas. These are gas that we take in. That is the first one. The second one, we can talk over carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. These are gas that you take out. You can talk over nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas. This is mainly found in plants. Therefore, these are just examples of gases. You can talk over steam. Steam is also a gas or water vapor. Therefore, those are examples of gases. Then, lastly, I'm going to discuss about characteristics of gases. Characteristic of gases. The first one is they have indefinite shape. The second one is that they have indefinite volume. The third one is that they have what we call definite mass. Then I'm going to discuss all this. When you talk about indefinite shape, is because you cannot take a shape of a gas. For example, we are surrounded by gas, and therefore I cannot be able to hold a gas and I determine its shape. That's why we say they have indefinite shape. The second one, indefinite volume. I cannot hold a gas, oxygen gas, and I determine its volume. I cannot say that I have this glass. Now the gas that is here, I can determine the volume of this gas. I cannot be able to take. The reason why is because it can penetrate out from any kind of a hole. That's why I cannot determine the volume of a gas. Then lastly, it has a definite mass. Gas has a definite mass. The only way you can be able to determine the mass of a gas is by taking two balloons. Then you inflate one balloon, you put some air in a balloon. The other one, or you inflate two balloons, put some air in two balloons. Then place them in what we call a measuring balance, like a seesaw, a measuring seesaw. Put them in a place like here. You have something like this. The first here, you put a balloon here. The other one, you inflate, uitoboe. Ukitoboa inakuwa haina gas. You remove some gases. It remains like this way. You'll find that the one with the gas, it will move downward. Why? Because this one have some masses, while this one doesn't have. And therefore, you'll end up having this kind of a seesaw or a beam balance. It will end up being like this, with the one with the gas being here, the one without gases here. Reason showing that this one has a what we call a definite mass, and therefore that's the reason why we say gases has what we call definite mass. Thank you so much. It's all about that one. We've discussed all about a topic matter. A topic matter has nothing else except that what we have discussed. We will also be sending some questions on the same topic, and I will also have a video on other topics in science and environment. Thank you so much, learner. I expect you to share the same video to other learners worldwide, and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, The Perennial Tuition. Asanteni.